Hey everybody, what's up? It's your girl BeeSparrow, Buzzz Tweet Talk Radio. I was just trying to find something to talk about, something other than this government shutdown and Donald Trump and this and that and that and this.
It's open now.
It's open now?
Yeah.
Oh yeah?
When they voted to open.
Well, I wanted to talk about something on that side of it here. On your right side. I wanted to talk about something other than the government shutdown because, that's what the other ear, babe. I said the right side of your ear. Y'all, excuse me while my husband put his mic on. But, and then I was going to talk about Akon. He just got arrested. Somebody recognized his white Tesla. I mean, how you got a white Tesla? That's one of them cars that we saw the other day. Remember when I said it was so ugly? Mm. He got a white one. He must have known that he had a warrant out for his arrest. But I don't want to talk about that. I want to talk about the Reliving Single podcast, honey, with Erika, Alexander, and Kim Coles. Talking about the Reliving Single podcast. Y'all know we've been waiting for a Living Single reboot for years. For some reason, it's harder for the black actors to reboot their shows. When Friends rebooted their show, Roseanne rebooted their show, who else? Grey's Anatomy, who else? All these white shows, Friends.
You said Friends.
Oh, I did? How many of us have them? I'm talking about, anyway. I bet I just used the wrong effect. Right there, but I don't care. And so finally, Queen Latifah was on the show, and I was so happy for that because I have been waiting for Queen Latifah to be on the show for a long time. They already had, what's the guy's name? Kyle.
And Obi.
They already had Kyle and Obi. And they even had, what's the Jamaican dude that used to play on there, that used to work for Queen Latifah? I can't remember his name. But Russell. His name was Russell. They even had him up there. Kim Fields has been up there. So far, all the cast has been up there except for Mel. Mel was the new guy they brought in after Kyle left. I don't know if y'all remember Mel. So I came across this article on KTLA 5, I think that's Las Vegas, I think. Maybe I'm wrong, I don't know. Oh, LA. It's either LA or Louisiana, one or the other. But it says Queen Latifah reunites with the cast of Living Single for Rewatch Podcast. Like I said, I watched it and I was so happy that Queen Latifah was on the show. So this article says, in a 2020s kind of world, Queen Latifah still got her girls. Hey, in a 90s kind of world. The actress reunited with her Living Single castmates, Erika Alexander and Kim Coles, on their Rewatch podcast, Reliving Single. You watched that, right? You like it? You like the episodes they had with Obi and Kyle? Reliving Single podcast. That's right. Khadijah James, Maxine Shaw, attorney at law, and Synclaire James Jones all sat down to talk about the groundbreaking 90s sitcom on Fox. It's a great podcast. If you haven't watched it yet, you really should, and subscribe to the channel. Because I guess they say if they're not going to give us a reboot, then let's do a podcast. Why not? So the New Jersey native opened up about her first impression of the now classic Fox series. She said, I always thought it was going to be a hit. She said she wouldn't even have signed up. She said, I only signed up and committed to things that I was fully committed to, but I knew we had something. I mean, that was the goal, to create something successful. She also touted the cast for helping it become a hit. Touted? Yeah. Once we got y'all, I was already like, okay, we got Kim Coles. This is crazy. Yvette, the show's creator, Yvette Lee Bowser, was on the come up, and she was pointing to Erika Alexander, and then Kim Fields, are you kidding me? Latifah played Khadijah, who was the editor and publisher of the fictional magazine Flavor. Coles played her cousin Synclaire, and Alexander played Maxine, the sharp-witted attorney who was Khadijah's best friend from college. What'd you say?
What about Kim?
It's okay. What about Kim? It says prior to the show, audiences knew Coles from the sketch comedy In Living Single, while Fields was most famous for her role in The Facts of Life. Alexander, who auditioned for the series, joked that she was found off the streets like an urchin. Well, not to us because we knew her from Lean on Me. Was it Lean on Me with the president, the bass Joe Clark? She played on that, if I'm not mistaken. And she played on The Cosby Show. She was Pam on The Cosby Show.
She was there before a Living Single, yeah.
Right. So we knew who she was in the black community pretty much, but maybe mainstream didn't know who she was. I don't know. Latifah corrected her, calling her a professional maverick, queendom urchin. So yeah, we know who she was. So the UNITY singer also said the success of Martin Lawrence's show Martin, which was on the same network, helped them thrive. Fox, being like this kind of burgeoning network, trying to become the fourth network, that was like space for us to grow. True, because Fox was a baby when they were on the network. Before the series, Latifah was known as a rapper and toured with Will Smith. It wasn't until Smith landed the sitcom The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air that she realized that she could transition from music to television. She said, if Will could do it, we can do it. So we just started kicking around ideas like, how can we make this happen? From there, the ball got rolling and television was eventually made. The series followed 6 single friends living in a brownstone apartment in Prospect Heights, Brooklyn. Khadijah and Synclaire lived with Regine Hunter, played by Kim. They got Kim Coles, but it was actually played by Kim Fields. 2 male tenants lived across the hall. They actually lived upstairs. Cal Barker, played by T.C. Carson, and Overton Wakefield Jones, played by John Hinton. Some have often said the NBC hit show Friends ripped off Living Single, which has become an old age debate. It did. It really did. Living Single was first, and they just came in and took the same idea. It was just they were white people. That's what they've always done. That's what they do. That's what they do. In 2017...
And didn't even make it a spinoff. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Could have made it a spinoff.
But I think the numbers did better than Living Single, too.
Because, I mean, and it might not, didn't really, but that's what I'm going to say, it did.
So, in 2017, it was brought up when Latifah appeared on Watch What Happens Live with Andy Cohen. When she was asked if there would ever be a Living Single reboot, co-guest Jason, I don't know how to pronounce his last name and I'm going to try, said, I thought Friends was the reboot. I don't know what that means.
But only way it could be a reboot if somebody from Friends was on In Living Single. If it would have been, if Friends would have been Cal and OB, showing they life upstairs, then that would have been considered a reboot, but not a whole different race. And ain't neither one of them from Friends been to Living Single.
Yeah.
So that can't be called a reboot. Come on.
I don't know what he said. He thought Friends was the reboot. I don't understand.
Who said that?
Somebody that was on the show with them. Then it goes on to say, she says, and then Queen Latifah said, oh, you know about that too?
Podcast.
And he said, I'm paying attention, the star said. Okay, let me go back. In 2017, it was brought up, I guess, the debate on whether Friends ripped off Living Single. In 2017, it was brought up when Latifah appeared on Watch What Happens Live with Andy Cohen. When she was asked if there would ever be a Living Single reboot, the co-host said, "I thought Friends was the reboot." I don't know what he meant by that.
And they ain't say who the co-host was. He need to be slapped. To think that Friends on the reboot.
Well, they did. Friends did do a reboot. They did do a reboot. The original people, yeah.
Right, from Friends.
From Friends, right.
Okay, so Friends the original Friends couldn't have been a reboot from In Living Single.
No, that's not what he was saying.
Is that what it sounds like?
So the host asked Queen Latifah, would there ever be a Living Single reboot?
Right.
This guy jumps in and said, "I thought Friends was the reboot."
Okay, of In Living Single.
Oh, why would he think that?
Exactly. That's why I said, who is that? He need to be slapped. The thing that was a reboot.
But Queen Latifah said, "Oh, you know about that too?" And he said, "I'm paying attention." The Ted Lasso star said.
Saying Friends is a reboot from In Living Single is a nice way of saying it.
It's an insult.
No, that's a nice way of saying that they stole it.
Hey, maybe that's what he was saying.
Exactly. That would.
So from there, the Equalizer star said her show pioneered the concept Friends has often been touted for originating. Living Single debuted in 1999 and ran for 5 years. Friends debuted in Living Single debuted in 1993 and ran for 5 years. Friends debuted in 1994 and aired for 10 seasons. Living Single aired for 5 seasons. Friends aired for 10 seasons.
Wonder how that happened.
But anyway, so kudos to...
I don't care what nobody say.
What?
Friends won't better than In Living Single.
It was not. It never will be. So, but kudos to Kim Coles and Erika Alexander for giving us the Reliving Single podcast and bringing in people that, acted on the show, that were co-hosts. Chip Fields was up there, and it was kind of touching because she came to tears. It brought me to tears too when she was telling them how proud she was of them. And so, yeah, y'all go check it out and let me know what y'all watching. Okay, it's your girl BeeSparrow, Buzzz Tweet Talk Radio.
Do people know who Chip Fields is?
Oh, Chip Fields is Kim Fields' mother. She's a big time producer. She played Penny's mother on Good Times.
And I didn't know that until I was 60 years old. And
yesterday.
About less than a month away from 61.
Well, I've known for a long time who Chip Field was. He's very popular and behind the scenes as a producer, director.
Matter of fact, I think I found out when she was on the show.
Yeah, so I want to thank y'all for listening. It's your girl, BeeSparrow, Jules Sparrow, Buzzz Tweet Talk Radio. Y'all, no theme song. Just holler at your girl. Okay. Well, all right.
What is up, y'all? You're listening to BeeSparrow on Buzzz Tweet Talk Radio.